Aging-in-Kentuckiana on 970 AM, The Answer. And today we are fortunate enough to have with us Miss Alisha Duvall, the owner of Alee Solutions here in Louisville. And what a great service you provide for our community. I think you, before we stepped away, you indicated that you acted kind of as a navigator for our population and as well as a case manager type situation. And I'd like to let's start by saying, say my father is with us and he is looking, or we know that there's a need. We're not sure what that need is yet. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to gather the information, but there's just so many different directions to take. How would you guide us through this process? I know you indicated that you kind of you walk them through the care plan per se, or the different options that they have. But say, for instance, he's a fall risk. We're taking care of him ourselves. We've not had help come in, and so I need help with that. I need help with the home. How do you guide us through that? And do you sit down with us, obviously, or the family members, which I think is so important, too, because it is a team and it takes a village to be able to, I think, help with that. So tell us a little bit about the process that you would go through in helping either to keep Dad at home or the next step.
That's a great situation, Kim. And I face that a lot. I get a lot of calls from families that just don't know what to do. They may be extremely worn out. Even the adult children are feeling guilty to even make that phone call to admit that they may need help. And I just want them to know there are many options. Just because you make that phone call doesn't mean you're, quote unquote, placing your loved one, because there are great companies out there, just like Comfort Care, that can be brought in, and they just aren't aware of what that process would look like or even what services should be brought in. So that's the role that we take. So myself would go out, we would do kind of a family meeting, and we would discuss, what are you seeing? What kind of concerns are you having? Maybe families aren't even aware to know what to look at. So I'll do a home assessment, watch the loved one, see how they are interacting and mobility-wise around the home, do cognitive assessments to see if maybe we just need supportive services in there to help with maybe medication management. Maybe we're pulling in a medication management machine, or having one of my nurse consultants go out there and help manage the medications, or another agency that I partner with that would go out and do that. So we would look at the situation. Another key point that differs from some other case managers are, I don't just look at, well, these are the services you need. That's really great to set up that care plan, but how do they do that? How do they implement that? A lot of families have me implement that for them and continue to review it and do home assessments to make sure that plan is still appropriate for that person. I also look at funding, because that is a huge obstacle or opportunity for people that they're not aware of. Maybe there's a veteran's benefit that can help pay for those services that would keep that loved one at home where they want to be. Maybe there's a long-term care policy that no one knew about. There may be a long-term care policy they knew about, but they don't know how to use it or even understand when they can use it. There was a gentleman that I was working with that his loved ones didn't realize he could use his policy starting immediately. That ultimately saved them just to start out over $9,000 a year in premiums, not to mention the almost $5,000 they got out of paying the policy out each month.
Wow.
That just was a missed opportunity.
Right. I think it's important, too, to understand, for people to understand that the partnering with all of these different companies and the fact that you are facilitating those services for them is huge, because I think a lot of times people don't know where to go, who to turn to. So they have one person helping with all of those through you and helping them. And you're not just giving them those, you're working with these other organizations as well and helping them kind of manage the whole care plan, which I think is priceless.